Hello, in this video I'd like to cover the Worldox salvage bin and how you go about restoring files from the salvage bin, and also how you do maintenance and upkeep on the salvage bin to purge out older files occasionally to keep your salvage bin thinned out so it doesn't get too large. So the first thing I'm going to go over is how you undelete files. In order to undelete files from the salvage bin, you'll need access to a feature in group security. So I'm going to start off in WD admin and go into group security. And right now I'm on the group everyone, and if I go into features and just scroll down, I'll see a class called Salvage with features in it for the salvage bin. And there's one here, Salvage Undelete Files. This is the one that you'll need access to in order to access the salvage bin and restore files or undelete files that have been deleted from Worldox. So if you want all your users to have access to this, just with the group everyone highlighted, salvage undelete, just check it and say allow. That'll give access to all the users, so as they delete files, if they want to restore their own files, they have that capability. Now if you want to limit who has access to this feature, you could create a new security group and call it something like Undelete Files or Restore Files, and just give that group access to that feature so they could do it that way. So I'll show you both options here real quick. If I want to give it to everyone, once again, just everyone, features, find this salvage undelete files and click allow, and then after you allow it, save your changes. If you want to give this to just limited users, so you just have a handful of users that you want to have the ability to undelete files, what you could do is with the group everyone highlighted, you could hit the create button in here. And I'll just create a new group and I'll call it Undelete Files. Click OK. Now I have this new group here. With this group highlighted and with features highlighted in the middle panel, I'm going to scroll down, salvage undelete files, hit allow, allow it, and now I see this group has access to the undelete. Now what you need to do is add your users that you want to be a member of this group. So with undelete files highlighted in the left panel, I'll choose users in the middle panel and hit add user. And then from here, I can choose the users that I want to have access, be members of that group, and thus have access to that feature. So depending on how you want to set it up, if you want to limit who has access to it, you can create a group like I did here. Or if you want all your users to have access to it, just go into everyone, features, go to salvage, and give everyone access to that. Once you've set up that, then hit the save button to save your changes, and then it will require a restart of the Worldox client for that user to pick up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and exit out of WD admin, and then I'm going to log on with a user that's a member of that group that has rights to that features, and shows you how the undelete works. Okay, so I've logged onto a PC as one of the users that we gave permissions to the undelete feature, and now I'm going to show you two different ways that you can find and undelete files from the Worldox salvage bin. The first is over in your left tree tab. If I click on the cabinets button, I've got files that I've deleted that I want to undelete from the client files cabinet. If I click on the plus sign next to client files to expand it, I now see a salvage option here for the salvage bin. I'm going to expand that, and what I'm going to see under here is the same folder structure that the cabinet has. So in this case, since my client file saves the documents in a client matter folder structure, I'm going to see that same client matter folder structure under the salvage bin. From here I can expand. I'll click into this matter folder, and now I see all the documents that have been deleted for that particular matter. From here I can just highlight a file or check multiple files if I want to undelete multiples. And then I can just click on this undelete button, or you can right click on the file and choose undelete. It's going to ask you if you want to undelete the file. You say yes. And then it's going to move the file back to its original location in Worldox in that cabinet, along with all its profile metadata information, and then it'll be back ready for use in Worldox. So that's one way to locate and undelete a file. Next method I'm going to show you is to do a search. So if you click on your search button and choose your find template for that particular cabinet, you're going to go down to the search what button and click on that. Then up here on the top, just choose salvage bin, and that'll limit the search to just the Worldox salvage bin. And now you can fill out whatever criteria that you're looking for. So if you're looking for a particular, I'll just put in a user's name in the typist field and then click search. It brings these documents back. At this point, if I want to undelete it, once again, just right click on it and choose undelete, or hit the undelete button. And now that file's been restored back to Worldox and you're able to work on it. So those are the two ways that you can locate the files from the salvage bin and then restore them, either by doing the cabinet browsing, and going down to the salvage bin and walking down the folder structure that way, or by doing a search and clicking on the search what button and choosing that you want to search the salvage bin. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover on how you get files out of the salvage bin and back into Worldox. Now I'm going to move on to how you clean out and purge files from the salvage bin that have been there too long. So I'm going to go ahead and rearrange my screens here, and then we'll get started again. Okay, now I'm back into WD Admin, and we're going to go over how you clean up your salvage bin, your undelete, for files that don't accumulate forever in there. So when users delete documents, they're going to go into the Worldox salvage bin and stay there indefinitely until you actually undelete the file and restore it, or you purge it out. So if you do nothing, the documents will just accumulate forever in there, and you'll just keep getting more and more in the undelete in the salvage bin. So what you periodically want to do is clean that out. Now it's up to you on how long you want files to stay in there. Some sites may say we only want documents that have been deleted to stay in there for a month, or maybe 3 months or 6 months. It's up to you to set the time length and the policy that you're going to use at your place of business or your firm. But then you'll need to run a process or set up a scheduled event on the indexer in order to keep that salvage bin clean. So to do it manually, what you'll do is pull down the Run menu from WD Admin, and you'll see a sub-menu called Salvage Purge. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You can choose all your cabinets or just choose a specific cabinet, and then select, and it's going to ask you a compute date. You hit the drop down. So if you want everything that's been in there longer than, let's say, 3 months ago, then you're going to type in this confirmation number and then just hit full run. Then it's going to go through, run through the salvage bin and purge out what's in there that's older than 3 months. So if it was deleted 4 months ago or 5 months ago, it's going to get rid of it. And that's how you run the salvage purge to clean out your salvage bin in Worldox manually. Now you can also do this as a scheduled event, and that's what most of our customers do, is they'll set up a scheduled event on the indexer and have the indexer take care of it. So if I go into my indexer, and right here I'm in my indexer console, I click on the schedule button. I don't see a salvage purge in here, so I'm going to go ahead and click the add button. And from the event, I'll hit the drop down menu. And right down here I see run salvage purge. If deleted, it defaults to from today. We're going to hit the drop down, and this is where you're going to have to pick, once again, how long do you want files to stay in the salvage bin once they've been deleted before you purge them out. So in this case, we'll just say 3 months. Now, when do we want this to run? Typically, we recommend you run this once a week. right before you run your init and build of your databases. So if I pull this off to the side and look at my schedule, I see I run my init and builds on Saturdays at 10 o'clock at night. So I'm going to go ahead and pick days, and I'm just going to run this on Saturday and I'm going to start at an hour before my init and build. So I'm going to choose 9 p.m. Now here you can send an email notification. So if you want to be notified that this purge took place and get an email sent to you with results of the purge, you can go ahead and click an add button and add an email address to this event, and then when this event runs, it'll send you an email each time to give you an update that it ran. That way, instead of having to go in and look at your logs to see if it ran, you can actually get an email notification. So once I've set this up and click OK, then I'm just going to click the save button to save the schedule. Exit out of here. If I go back into the schedule, I now see that it's in here, and it's going to run the Salvage Purge every Saturday night at 9 p.m. And anything that has been in the salvage bin longer than 3 months, it's going to delete it. So once again, that's how you would set that up via the indexer schedule, and that's the way most of our customers run it. Rather than running it manually through WD-admin, you run it right through the indexer. Now that option that I showed you in WD-admin to run it manually, you can also give that menu pick in the Worldox client. So if you wanted to give this to like your Worldox managers or to a subgroup, what you could do is go into group security, and if we go into features and scroll down to salvage, you see there's a run purge. If you give yourself that menu pick, then you can run that salvage purge right from the Worldox client rather than having to start WD-admin and going into the run salvage purge through there. But I would not recommend you giving that to all your users. That's something that should only be run by your Worldox administrator, or if you have a Worldox administrator assistant that's helping you with the site, but that's not something you'd want to give to all your end users. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover in this portion of the video, was how you actually undelete files from the salvage bin, and then how you purge out the salvage bin periodically to keep it from growing too large.